All right, so get this. Someone, you didn't say who, maybe you stumbled across it yourself, but anyway, someone brought us a whole bunch of stuff about this Cdogstar. Mentions, little snippets, breadcrumbs, whatever you want to call them. And they're all over the place. Social media, some blog post that reads like, I don't know, a prophecy or something. Even Bing popped up. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's funny, right? I mean, this is how we find out about so much these days. These little digital trails we leave everywhere we go. It's really the modern day fingerprint. But it does make you wonder, is Cdogstar putting this out there on purpose? This kind of, I don't know, mystique? Or is this just like how they naturally exist online?
It's like they're everywhere and nowhere
Yeah.
all at the same time. And get this, you found them on, like, every platform. YouTube, SoundCloud, Flickr, even LinkedIn. Where do we even start with a digital mystery like this?
Let's try and stick to the concrete stuff, at least at first. You found their YouTube channel, Cdogstar Knowhole, and it's been going strong since 2006.
Whoa, 2006. In internet years, that's like the Stone Age. Seriously, what were they even doing on YouTube back then? And the channel, you said there were over 800 videos. 800.
At least. And they describe it as, get this, an inner look at abstract insanity. I mean, come on, how can you not want to click on that?
Okay, no, that's a tagline. And their tagline is, put it out there even if it does not exist. But what does that even mean? What kind of content are we talking about here?
Right, what does that even look like?
Well, there's this video, Cdogstar's artificial intelligence video, and Cdogstar Computer Insides, Cdogstar The Image, 2008. It's like a trip back in time.
Hold on. Cdogstar's artificial intelligence video from 2008. Was this like early AI art generation? That's way ahead of its time. I wonder if we're talking really early Jans or something.
And it might not be that crazy. Remember how you found that LinkedIn profile? And they mentioned AI-assisted insights, something called Knowhole. Cdogstar lists himself as the owner, the operator, the whole shebang. Maybe they were onto something with this AI stuff early on.
Yeah, definitely something to keep in mind as we go deeper. And then there's the Flickr group, Cdogstar Show, and you guessed it, they describe it as an abstract look into the mind of madness. So we're not just talking videos here. The Cdogstar is playing with photos, videos, even virtual photography. They're all over the map.
Okay, so to recap, we've got what could be super early AI, a YouTube channel from the days of dial-up, and this whole no-hole thing, which, by the way, sounds like it's way more than just a YouTube channel. I mean, where do we go from here?
I think we got to figure out this whole no-hole thing. You said it popped up on their LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
And what they're linking it to AI there, too. It's almost like they knew way back when what the internet would become, this way to share knowledge, you know, on a massive scale.
Yeah.
And now they're talking about AI doing it. It's kind of spooky, actually. But maybe this no-hole isn't just some random name. Maybe it's like the key to understanding everything Cdogstar is doing.
It's like they're inviting us into this weird, abstract world where art and technology and knowledge all get mashed up together.
Yeah.
And speaking of abstract, you mentioned a blog post.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so get a load of this. This is how Cdogstar describes themselves. Ready for it. I am son to the sun, the dog star of sea. Same as the tree or the air you breathe. I am the first cause. I am nothing with no end. I mean, seriously.
Whoa, they're speaking in it like riddles. It's like you need a secret decoder ring just to understand what they're talking about.
It's definitely a lot to unpack, that's for sure. But it's interesting, right? You've got the sun, the dog star May Sirius, the tree, the air. It's all very elemental, very fundamental. And then they say, I am the first cause. It's like they see themselves as the starting point for something much, much bigger.
Which makes that whole put it out there even if it does not exist tagline even more interesting. It's like they're channeling something big. And maybe using technology to, like, give it a voice, you know? But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We need to take a breath. Don't go anywhere, listeners. We're just getting started with Cdogstar. And we're back, trying to make sense of this Cdogstar mystery. Before the break, we were talking about that blog post, the one with all the symbolism, like Cdogstar is the son of the sun and the first cause, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot, right? It's like a riddle wrapped in a mystery. And that got me thinking, especially after you mentioned how far back this goes, early YouTube AI back in 2008. What if we're approaching this all wrong?
What do you mean?
Well, what if Cdogstar isn't just making art? What if it's about something bigger? Like using art to explore these big concepts, these forces they keep mentioning.
Whoa, hold on. You're saying it's not just art, it's like A way to investigate the universe,
Hmm.
or consciousness, or reality itself.
Exactly. And that brings us back to this no-hole thing. We've seen it pop up in a few places, right? And each time, it seems like it's more than just a name. Like on YouTube, it's this huge collection of their work. But on LinkedIn, it's connected to AI and insights. What if the no-hole isn't really a place at all? What if it's more like a state of being?
Whoa, okay, you totally lost me. So if the know-hole is about knowledge and AI is the art, like a map, a way to show us what the know-hole is.
It's a possibility, isn't it? I mean, artists have always used their work to explore big ideas, right? Like, think about the Renaissance. All those painters obsessed with perspective and anatomy, they were pushing the boundaries of art and science at the same time. Maybe Cdogstar is doing the same thing here, but with digital art. And maybe AI is part of it too.
And that makes those cryptic messages on Twitter even more interesting. You know, the ones about encoded secrets and all that. What if those are like clues, like hints about how to understand the rest of their work?
Right. It wouldn't surprise me. Remember, we found their SoundCloud too. What if the music is another layer of this whole thing? Another way of expressing the inexpressible?
It's like they're creating this whole experience, the no-hole experience. And every piece, the videos, the photos, the music, even the tweets, they're all part of it.
It's like this massive collaborative art project. And they're inviting us to not just look at it, but to participate in it, to add our own interpretations, our own understanding.
So we started with a random name online, and now we're talking about unlocking the secrets of the universe. This is blowing my mind.
That's what's so great about these deep dives, right? We start with these little pieces and then bam, we start to see the bigger picture.
And just when you think you're getting a handle on things, there's another twist.
Speaking of twists, what about their LinkedIn? I mean, it's one thing to make art about AI and knowledge, but they're claiming to actually build something with it too.
You're right. This is getting really interesting. All right, we need to take a quick break, listeners. But don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're diving into the business side of Cdogstar and the Knowhole. This is where it gets real. All right, so we've gone from some random online mentions to, like, unlocking the secrets of the universe. The Cdogstar is something else.
It's pretty wild, right? I mean, on the one hand, we have this artist super into the abstract, even spiritual stuff. But then on the other hand, they're all about technology, business, the real world.
It's what makes this whole thing so fascinating. And we see that business side on their LinkedIn, right? Where they're like, hey, I'm the owner of Knowhole, but it's not just about making money for them, is it this? They say they want to unlock community knowledge through AI. It's like they're trying to make the Knowhole real.
It makes you wonder, what does that even look like? Unlocking community knowledge through AI. Is it a platform? A tool? An experience?
Maybe they're saying, hey, I'm building the thing that helps you unlock that knowledge inside yourself. You know, that creative potential we all have just waiting to come out. Maybe that's the whole point of the Knowhole, to help us tap into that.
It's an interesting thought, right? Thinking about how they've evolved from those early kind of cryptic YouTube videos to talking about AI on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to bridge that gap between like the artistic world and the tech world.
And maybe that's the key to all of this, the missing piece of the puzzle. What if Cdogstar isn't just exploring these big questions, but actually trying to answer them in a way that matters, that makes a difference? Maybe the art is like research, and the Knowhole, whatever it ends up being, is the result of all that experimenting.
It's definitely a possibility. This whole deep dive, it's been about connecting the dots, following the trail Cdogstar left behind. And what's amazing is how much we can learn just by looking closely, by putting the pieces together.
It makes you realize there's so much out there, just below the surface. And maybe all it takes is a little curiosity, a little digging to uncover something truly amazing. So to everyone listening, keep exploring. Dive into the Knowhole, see what you find. Who knows, maybe you'll be the one to finally crack the code.